Thank you, Dalen. Welcome back to Fox Sports Radio 1450 and 92.7. Chris Stratton here with Taylor Featherman. Dalen Turk is our technical producer back in the studio, coming in and working the ones and twos for us as we have this game between Hawaii and Missoula. And Taylor, last night's game for both these teams would be epic. Missoula would beat, I'll have to take a look at it again as I had a brain fart there.
Yeah,
they would beat Washington by a touchdown, 21-14. And then Honolulu, Hawaii, they would go extra innings. We would leave here late in the evening, early in the morning, and beat out Wyoming in a crazy game. And these are the last two teams with winning records. One of these will go perfect into Saturday. The other one, well, they will have the first loss of their record. Now, the way things work out here, the Mavericks, no matter what, will play Idaho tomorrow. Since the Mavericks have already played Washington and Hawaii, so we'll play Idaho tomorrow no matter what. If the Mavericks win, they'll play at 7. If they lose, they'll play at 4 tomorrow. So we know Washington and Idaho are in it tomorrow, and Montana and Hawaii are in it tomorrow. It just depends on who wins and who loses as to when and where everybody plays. Nick Jovetic is our pitcher on the mound for the Mavericks. For Hawaii, it'll be Jaden Tomas. So that sets the scene here as we get ready to go. Tomas on the mound, getting ready to go here. We want to welcome in all our fans that are listening in, ones that are viewing in on the Missoula Prep Sports Network. And we want to send a special shout out to the fans from Hawaii. We had the team mom from Hawaii come up to us before the game and hand us some stuff that was brought special from Hawaii. So we want to thank all the fans back there in Hawaii for thinking of us too as we are out here getting the calls in for you guys. We're ready to start the game here as the second baseman, number 2, James the Nut Martin, steps into the box.
Chris Martin's been very efficient so far in this tournament, batting .455 in 11 at-bats. He already has 5 hits.
Martin settles in. Here's the first pitch. He'll swing and miss for strike 1. Our officials, the home plate umpire is Chris Aldinger. He is from Meridian, Idaho. Brian Larson's down the first base line, our very own Missoula Brian Larson. Eric Holden, here's the pitch. This one will be fouled off down the third base line, and we're very quickly at an 0-2 count here for Martin. So Eric Holden down at second base. We've got 4 officials here today in this game. We'll have 4 tomorrow, and then Sunday we'll have all 6 of them out there. On third base is Missoula's Max Cannon. So we've got 2 Missoula officials on the bases here tonight. An exciting one as we've got fans streaming in here for this one. Here's the pitch to Martin. This one he'll hit out to the pitcher. Tomas will kick the ball. The throw to first is not there in time, and Martin will reach. No, they call him out.
Interesting there. The pitch just hit right back to Tomas. He fields it cleanly, but then as he's reaching down, he accidentally kicked his glove and shot it out of there. But still able to get on that ball fast enough is now the, I would say, spiritual leader of this Mavericks team, Nick Jovetic, up to bat. Also the starting pitcher here tonight.
Here's the pitch. That one will catch the inside of the plate for strike 1. Jovetic, I would say the same thing. We call him the tool man around here. He's about as handy as a pocket on a t-shirt. Here's the pitch. This one's going to be hit over the shortstop into center field. It'll drop between left and center field, and Jovetic will come around to second and get a stand-up double.
That was a pretty brave play, pretty bold move by Jovetic to round first there. They already had it fielded out there in center field, but They expected him to stop, so they flipped it in casually before they even noticed he was going to second. Stand-up double, though. Jovetic batting .636 so far throughout this tournament. A very, very impressive mark.
Will set Dane Frazier in. So with one out here, Jovetic at second. He's got a 2-step lead out there. Here's the pitch. That one's in the dirt. Yo will hang at second. That's more like a 1.5 steps for Jovetic. He's got a good stride on him. I would say that his stride is probably close between 3 to 5 yards on his stride.
Yards?
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
You don't think so?
I mean, 3 yards is 9 feet.
I know. Watch his stride when he runs. Here's the pitch. This one's going to be hit over the second baseman's head, and this one will be caught by the right fielder, Jovetic. I'm probably wrong. It's probably closer to a 2-yard stride.
That's maybe
at the
more.
most.
Yeah, I mean, a 3-yard stride would be, I think, pretty incredible.
That'll bring up Spencer the Wall Shock, the catcher.
Well, in Shock, Chris was the player who earned our Montana Club Player of the Game last game because of his heroics up here at the plate. I wouldn't be surprised to see him hit something out and try to drive in his buddy Jovetic.
Here's the pitch. In the dirt, outside, ball 1. This Hawaii team, they are a juggernaut. They've got a stable of batters and runners. Mine, I keep an eye on, is that Micah Pye. He's got some serious wheels. And you've got another one in mind as well. Here's the pitch. That one's a check swing, and they say he did not go, and we'll have a 2-0 count here for Shock. Tomas with the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 1. 2 outs here. Opening half frame as the lights come on here at Ogren Park.
Tomas took a lot of speed off that pitch outside right there, all the way down to 62 on the gun when he's been mid-70s, high 70s all night so far.
Here's the pitch to Shock. Swung on, it'll foul off back into the bat of Shock, and we'll go to an even count at 2.
Shock in yesterday's game, Chris, that epic 21-run performance, he hit the fence out in left center twice, and then also drove one deep right at one point. He was having no problem with distance. He's able to go yard at any moment, I think.
Here's the pitch. Swung on down the third base line into the gut of the third baseman. He'll pick it up off the dirt, and Shock will be out to end the inning. So the Mavericks, they'll hang Jovetic at third, and it will stay zeros as we go into the bottom of the first. Back in 60 seconds on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Some changes in life are too painful to go through alone. And Cunningham Law can help in making difficult decisions from divorce to child custody. Kyle Cunningham focuses solely on family law. Cunningham Law will help you land on your feet when big changes come to your family and life. Visit www.familylawmontana.com or give Kyle a call at 406-203-4678 today. Cunningham Law Services. You don't have to go through this alone. Cunningham Law is a proud sponsor of the Northwest Regional Tournament.
Welcome back to Ogren Park, Allegiance Field. Chris Stratton here with Taylor Featherman on Fox Sports Radio 1450 and 92.7. Hawaii and Montana, the last two winning teams. Somebody's got to have a loss in the column at the end of the night tonight. Warming up on the mound is Nick Jovetic, and the leadoff batter is the center fielder, number 1, Brandon Nakamura.
Well, and Chris, this Honolulu team, the Owls, as they're known, they're kind of an interesting team. We've watched them twice now, you and me, and they don't come out of the gates hot. They take their time. They work themselves into a rhythm. I mean, they started that last game, that 21-1 performance. That was the Mavs, but that 11-inning game. And it looked like Cheyenne had that one for most of the game, and then out of the blue, Hawaii just made a thunderous effort from the 7th inning on to come back and win that.
Yeah, the skipper for Hawaii making lots of changes in that 7th inning to get them that 7 runs. Here's the pitch by Jovetic. That one will strike the plate for strike 1.
Jovetic deadly up here on the mound. He clinched the state title here for the Mavs, as that one is going to go just out or inside high, excuse me. 1 ball, 1 strike now the count. But on the mound on Championship Sunday for the Mavericks, pitched an entire game as another pitch coming down the pipe. That one's going to be hit out to James Martin, diving, can't get it out to center field. That'll be gloved by Bo King, as that's going to be a first base for Nakamura off the leadoff.
That'll bring up number 11, the third baseman, Jacob Yoshino. We want to hear from you, folks. We've got a Twitter call for you. It is at MPSN406 and on Facebook at MPSN406 as well. Let us know where you are listening, what you're doing, and who you're rooting for. Get at us. We want to hear from you. So Yoshino settles in. Runner at first with a step lead. Here's the pitch laid down. Nice. And shock both, but neither one of them pick it up. And Hawaii will have runners at first and second, and is a lethal.
Specifically with no out. I mean, you get the leadoff guy, Nakamura, coming up, who's played well this whole tournament, batting .300 with multiple RBI or 1 RBI to his name. He's going to hit that leadoff single, and then just like that, right behind him, Jacob Yoshino, who we saw do some relief pitching last night in that marathon game with that beautiful bunt laid down now as Liagon's coming up to bat.
That one's going to go down the third base line. Jovetic with the throw to first, and that'll be out number 1. Runners advance to second and third with 1 out here.
Oh, Chris, right there, you just saw it. Another successful bunt, and that wasn't technically a sacrifice bunt because it didn't drive any runs, but it advances your runners from first and second to second position. With that alone is a huge feat, especially if this goes out, which for the field, like center field on it, egg home second, Honolulu takes base running, using the stack all to just a T. But wow, and Nakamura will come home to lead things off here. Out pop.
So Hawaii takes a 1-0 lead here in the bottom half frame. Here's Jovetic with the pitch. Shock with the ball back, and it's a ball. 1-0 count here. 2 outs, a run on, and 1 at third. Here's the pitch. This one's going to be fouled up into the netting down the first base line.
Well, Chris, JT Naviak up to bat now, batting .500 on this tournament, although last night was his first appearance. But in your first appearance in the tournament, going 3 of 6 is no small feat, especially driving home.
That one's going to be hit right at Jovetic. That'll roll out center field. Score from third, and Hawaii's up 2-0 first with 2.
Leadoff was my personal Micah coming up to bat 7-50. Had that huge double last night, Chris, that drove in 2 runs to, I would say, I don't know about clinch, but certainly put Honolulu up front, as Nick Jovetic is going to check over to first base. Runner will dive back in safely.
2 outs here. Bottom of the first, 2 runs on for Hawaii. And Micah Pye, looking down the line, settles in now. Runner at first. Here's the pitch. Outside for ball 1. And we've got our first Facebook message. Aloha from Hawaii, Tammy Ozaki Yasuda. Go Owls. This one's going to be hit into right field. And Leonard is there, and that will expire the inning, but not before Hawaii scores 2. We'll go to the the top of the second in 60 seconds on Fox Sports Radio.
Welcome to Access Fitness, where there's no initiation fees and no contracts. You just get results. With the top-of-the-line equipment to help you reach your fitness goals at your convenience, and 5 locations in western Montana cities, no matter where you venture, you can access your fitness home. Access Fitness is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so you can work out at your schedule. Access Fitness, no initiation fees, no contracts, just results. Access Fitness is a proud sponsor of the 2017 Northwest Regional Tournament. Feel stuck to your computer when you're cheering on your prep sports hero when you can't make it to the game? Well, now you don't have to. The Missoula Prep Sports Network has the app for all of Missoula high school sports fans.
It doesn't get any better than this. This is the future.
Just search Missoula Prep Sports Network in either the iTunes or Google Play app stores and take the game on the go.
How fantastic is that?
Missoula Prep Sport Network knows that life is busy. You don't have time to sit by the computer. Download the app and take the game with you.
Welcome back to Fox Sports Radio, 1450 and 92.7. Chris Stratton here with Taylor Featherman as we're at the top of the second inning, and Hawaii jumps out to an early 2-0 lead in the bottom of the first. And leading off for Missoula is the right fielder, number 1, Drew Leonard.
Leonard, also another Mavs player having a pretty good tournament, batting .444 with 3 RBIs, Chris. But to be fair, there's not a single Mavs player besides Bo King who has had limited exposure so far, who doesn't have double digits RBIs so far.
Jaden Tomas on the mound. Leonard will swing on this one. It's going to go deep into right field. It'll go all the way out to the wall. It's at the warning track. Leonard's around second. He'll hold there. And he starts off with a double for the Mavericks, and that is the jolt Missoula needed to get going here, down 2-0.
Well, and Chris, Honolulu gets their offense going with a leadoff single and then a walk, but Mavs answer right back with a leadoff double just the following inning. When the Mavs start rolling like that, Chris, it's kind of scary.
With no out first, here comes the third baseman, number 24, Ryan McHugh. Here's the pitch. That one will catch the inside of the plate for strike 1. McHugh, a right-handed batter.
Well, and Chris, I'm going to get kind of tired of saying this, but McHugh having a good tournament, batting .417 so far for the Mavericks.
He settles into the box. Tomas checks Leonard at second, 2-step lead. Here's the pitch. Swung on, foul down the third base line, and Hathaway will dance out of the way. Thought I'd never say that.
Yeah, I mean it was still a delay. I mean, it wasn't like quick, because Hath just very methodical man. He just a little baby step back by Hathaway there. But
Leonard steps away from second. Tomas will check him. Now the pitch, swung on. This one's going to go deep down the third base line. It is going to be foul. It lands in the grassy area, out there down the third base line.
Boy, Chris, that's a home run about 4 times over if that goes right field and inside of the poles. But right field substantially shorter here fence-wise than left. 287 in the right, 309 in the left, 398 straight away.
And it is a smaller park than Lindbergh Craig Field, where the Mavericks are used to playing. We've had 5 homers go over the wall today alone.
Yeah, Bo.
And that pitch is a ball to McHugh. 1-2 count for McHugh.
McHugh with 5 RBIs. That's tied for the lead on this Mavericks team so far in this tournament.
And here's the pitch to McHugh to even the count out at 2.
McHugh also showing that he can pitch a little bit in that previous game. Came in the 8th inning and then pitched all the way to a close.
This one's going to be hit into center field. And it will drop in front of the center fielder, and he'll kind of bounce it around in his glove.
Well, and actually, Chris, I just misspoke. Ryan McHugh did not pitch that game completely once he took over from Chalmers, Dylan Chalmers, that is. Parker Stevens, I believe, right?
Ricky Stevens
Ricky
finished it
Stevens,
out.
excuse me.
Close.
Ricky
No
Stevens.
relations. That'll
Really?
bring up the Buse, number 16, the left fielder, Sam Busey.
I would have figured they're related. Call me crazy.
No, not at all. And Ricky's going to go into the Army as soon as we get done with baseball here. Here's the pitch. Bunt laid down. Picked up by Tomas. The throw to first. That's the first out of the inning, and the Mavericks move players on the bases. Leonard, he actually dove into third base. Didn't need to.
Well, Mavericks giving Honolulu, a little bit of their own medicine there. Runners at first and second, and just laying down a bunt to advance them to second and third. That's the exact thing Hawaii did last time before Pai was able to drive one, or I'm sorry, Yoshino, Kale that is, was able to drive a ball out to center field and score a run.
Here's the pitch. Nope, he'll step off. The shortstop, number 10, Brandon the Cannon Buchanan is what I call him. It's a lot of Cannonans, but he's got an arm at their shortstop. Here's the pitch. And that was kind of crazy looking, as the catcher kind of had to do some dancing behind the plate. It'll be a 1-0 count here for Buchanan. 1 out, top of the second. Hawaii leads Montana 2-0.
You're absolutely right. Cannon, a very capable player defensively at shortstop, but also coming off of winning the batting title from the Montana State Championship and batting .444 here so far in this regional showdown as Tomas sets for the pitch. And that one's going to just hit the zone right in the corner for strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Cannon. Or Buchanan, I suppose.
Buchanan, the
See,
Cannon.
You got me going now, Chris. Tomas's third pitch going to come outside. That's going to be ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike now to Buchanan.
1 out here. Runners at second and third. Here's the pitch. This one will be hit to the pitcher. It'll roll over the pitcher's mound. The runner will come home, and Drew Leonard will score to make it 2-1. And with 1 out here, the Mavericks have runners on the corners.
Chris,
and Bo King comes to the...
This game is just going to be an absolute offensive showdown. I'm calling my shot. This is going to be just a fireworks show.
And the second base umpire will hand the ball directly to Tomas. Hathaway will come down the baseline to King to give him some instructions. And our umpire, Aldinger, will clean the plate off.
Both infield and outfield playing straight away for Bo. Batting .333 on the season, 3 at-bats, 3 runs scored. And Chris, you know what he did once? He stole home.
You're so excited about that.
Him and my man Busey. I'm excited. That's crazy.
And here's the pitch. Outside, ball 1. We've got an email here. Thank you for letting us watch the games live in Julietta, Idaho. We are cheering on our nephew, Wyatt Baldwin. That one was from the earlier game.
First pitch going to be a ball from Tomas as he throws the second here, and that's also going to be outside for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes now to Bo King here, who so far throughout this tournament has been one of the more impressive players with patience. He knows what he wants, and so far he's got nothing but 2 balls.
Here's the pitch. It's loose in the catcher's hand.
Make it a trio. That's ball 3. Tomas now back on the mound, just trying to keep himself together here. Off to kind of a bumpy start of this second inning. Runners on the corners, 1 out. 1 out, I suppose that doesn't need to be plural. 3 balls, no strikes now as Tomas sets for the pitch.
Here's the pitch. That one will skin the plate for King, and he's got a 3-1 count now.
Well, that one was high up, right up in the corner. 72 miles per hour. Tomas putting a little bit on that one. Trying to see if Bo King would swing.
Here's the pitch. That one's going to be high, and they'll walk King to load the bases. And here comes Mr. Consistent, James Martin.
And consistent he is, Chris, not only offensively but also defensively. We've seen him with a couple different sliding catches out in the second base spot and also starting double plays in that same fashion, or, you know, just crushing balls with his bat.
Martin settles in. Loaded bases with 1 out. Here's the pitch by Tomas. That one's in the dirt for ball 1. You know, and last night, both Wyoming and Hawaii would go through their stable with pitchers, and we saw it with the Wyoming game. Longevity wasn't in there. Let's see how Hawaii does here with this one.
Well, and coming in for Hawaii last night and doing a masterful job was Matsushita, coming in, going over 100 pitches in relief, and each pitch was, 10 strikeouts on the night. Did a great job.
Here's the pitch. That one is outside, catches the plate for strike 1. Even count for Martin here.
Bases now loaded, 1 out, Chris. Martin, who has a very, very good ability of driving the ball, if he can get something popped out to the outfield here, I expect that will be trouble.
Sun starting to dip over the horizon on the west. Here's the pitch. This one will be hit out past the second baseman. That'll bring the tying run home. Bases will stay loaded, and McHugh will score. We saw this last night as the Mavericks would pour on 7 runs, load the bases, and 1 run at a time with loaded bases, run the score up.
Well, and here I am talking about how if Charlie Martin can just get, or I'm not Charlie, James Martin can just get some out to the field for a sacrifice, but instead he just going to put one right between first and second and stay alive out there on first base. And you know what that's going to do, Chris? That's going to keep the bases loaded with 1 out for none other than Nick Jovetic, who's already got a double here tonight.
Jovetic slides into the box. Tomas settles. Here's the pitch. It's in the dirt. Gets loose, but runners will stay on their bases.
I love watching how masterful Coach Hathaway's team is at base stealing. It's an art form for them. They're very, very meticulous about it.
So 1 out here, tie game at 2. Here's the pitch. Jovetic will watch that one go by for strike 1.
I'm sure that Tomas has read the scouting report and is aware of what Jovetic can do, and actually at his second at-bat, he's already seen him crank a double, so Tomas knowing he's going to have to really tiptoe around Jovetic here. And
he'll nod, and it's on its way. That out of the plate for strike 2. He settles back in. Dane Frazier in the on deck. Tomas with the pitch. And that one's going to be outside. Jovetic thought about going for it, but pulled it back, and we've got an even count at 2 for the pitcher, Nick Jovetic. Loaded bases here with 1 out. Top of the second, tie game at 2. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed, and they'll strike Jovetic out for out number 2. That'll bring up Dane Frazier.
Well, and Jovetic went with the, home run cut there, Chris. He put a little bit on that one. If he would have caught the ball there, that might have been trouble. So now we'll see Dane Frazier step up in the box here, batting .500 with a pop out so far tonight. Well, batting .500 throughout the tournament, as that first pitch is going to catch the outside corner for strike 1.
0-1 count here. And we've got a shout out on Facebook, Trey Uri. What up from the trail behind left center wall? Got folks out there in the center wall area back there. Here's the pitch. That one will catch the outside of the plate for strike 2. So an 0-2 count here, 2 outs and loaded bases. Tomas trying to get out of the jam. Here's the pitch. That one's low. We'll have a 1-2 count here for the first baseman. Frazier settles in. Here's the pitch. Swung on. This one's going to go over the shortstop's head. That'll bring runners around from second and third. Martin on the run to third. And the Mavericks take a 4-2 lead here in the top of the second over Hawaii. Runners on the corners with 2 outs.
Well, and 2 outs, and here comes Spencer Shaw, Chris, which is something that I'm sure Tomas doesn't want to see, as Coach Dun Muramura from the Honolulu side will make his way out to the mound to try to calm down his pitcher. I'd be shocked to see a substitution because we haven't even seen anybody in the bullpen for Honolulu, and it's also only the second inning.
Well, that's how things would start out this morning for Oregon and Washington. They would actually go to the bullpen down 3-0 in the opening frame with bases loaded, and they would go right to the bullpen with 1 out and change up right away. But Muramura, from what I've seen, him and Hath have about the same coaching style. I mean, most coaches have the same style, but theirs are almost even keel with each other. So Shock will settle in. Here's the pitch by Tomas. It'll be in the dirt outside. Frazier will hold at first. Martin's at third with 2 outs here. Mavericks take a 4-2 lead here, and this one might turn out to be one like last night, where both teams stretch out the runs. Here's the pitch in the dirt. Frazier's going to go to second, and they'll let him go. He'll dive in. And now with 2 outs, runners at second and third. And Spencer Shock in the box.
Well, and Chris, just looking at the stats here, there's been plenty of attempted stolen bases by Coach Hathaway's team, and only 1 miss so far.
And there's the legend, Glenn Welsh, walking by the window here. That one's going to go over the wall. Spencer Shock with a home run with 2 RBIs. He did that at the state tournament, and the Mavericks take a 7-2 lead here in the second.
Spencer Shock with the deep left field yabo right over the wall. I told you he had the power, Chris. That was right in that same area. He would hit a couple to the fence yesterday, maybe just more to the left. Same hood at least, and he does it tonight. Shows that he can clear that wall. And now, just like that, Chris, 7-2 is the lead the Mavericks have, and this is the second time we've seen these Missoula Mavericks with a 7-run inning.
Here's the amazing thing, and it's happened all day as we've got action in Hawaii bullpen down the third base line, is the amount of runs we've seen scored in the last 2 days off of 2 outs.
Yeah, Chris, you're absolutely right, and that's something that we've been talking about I don't even know how many times, but it's kind of odd. It seems a lot like generally when there's 2 outs, teams kind of clench up and tense up a little bit, and it's no good. But it seems like, if anything, it's calmed teams down. Like, well, it's already 2 outs, might as well go for it.
And number 17 is warming up. That'd be the designated hitter, Liugon. And Leonard settles in with a 1-0 count. Bases have been cleared by Shock.
Well, and Drew Leonard already with a double tonight. I mean, this whole Mavs team, as that one's going to be hit out to right field, but that will be caught on a beautiful diving play.
And that will expire the inning. So the Mavericks take a 7-2 lead here in the top of the second. We'll have the bottom of the second in 60 seconds on the Missoula Preps on Fox Sports Radio, 1450 and 92.7.
Fitness is way easier when you're a part of an amazing support group. And group fitness classes at Fuel Fitness offer something for every interest at every ability level. The Fuel Fitness monthly calendar includes cycling, yoga, kickboxing, muscle pump, ULA, kettlebell, and so much more. I know, so cool, right? With a facility this big, there's always room for you. Make new Fuel friends and find out more at clubfuelfitness.com or take a tour at 1934 Brooks in the Holiday Village, Missoula. It's open 24/7.
Looking to build your sports apparel collection? Can't find your favorite player's jersey? Visit our friends at RA, Missoula's only recycled activewear store. With a huge selection of jerseys, activewear, and the largest selection of used sporting goods, RA is your one-stop shop location. Check out their online store at www.stores.ebay.com/recycled activewear and check out RA's selection of recycled active gear. RA Recycled Activewear is a proud sponsor of the 2017 Northwest Regional Tournament.
We'll be back Welcome back to Fox Sports Radio 1450 and 92.7. Chris Stratton here with Taylor Featherman as we are in the bottom of the second. Mavericks slap 7 runs up in the top of the second to take a 7-2 lead over Hawaii.
Michael Chena now up to bat for this Honolulu team, and this is going to be the first time we've seen him bat in the tournament so far, Chris, but we've seen him pitch with a designated hitter, of course. But the man can make things happen on the bump. We'll see what he can do with the bat in his hands. His first pitch coming down from Jovetic. That one's going to be outside right in front of Chena, and that's going to be strike 1.
Leadoff batter, ball 1, leadoff batter on the inning. Here's the pitch. He'll check on that one and caught the plate, did Jovetic on the left-handed batter. And we're even at 1. Smoke seeming to kind of fill in a little bit more here. And that one will catch the plate almost in the same exact line as the previous pitch.
Jovetic with 69 on the gun there, just right down the pipe.
Here's the pitch. That one he slows up as well. And it evens the count out at 2 as it's high.
Pitch here by Jovetic going to be fouled off by Chena. 2 balls, 2 strikes remains the count.
Jovetic with the windup, pitch on the way. Swung on. This is going to bounce out to Buchanan at third, or at shortstop. Throw to first is there, and that'll be the first out of the inning. That'll take us to number 4. The catcher, number 4, Gabby Glamgam.
Gabby we saw make an appearance in last night's game, but never to bat, only defensively switching out for Liagon at the catcher's plate, which is where Gabby will play tonight. So it'll be interesting as Gabby's gonna foul that first one deep down the right field line. 0-1 now the count to Gabby.
1 out here, bottom of the second. Mavericks lead 7-2. Here's the pitch. That one will catch the plate for strike 2. And Jovetic is evil out there on the mound sometimes. Left-handed pitcher, and it doesn't matter what hand the batter's on. This one's going to be hit down the line, the first base line. Leonard is there. He'll catch it. Number 2. That'll take us to the second baseman, number 5, Cade Raposo.
Well, Raposo in this tournament has been one of the more consistent players we've seen, batting .333. It's already a double to his record in this tournament. Jovetic now sets for the pitch, and that one's going to be just a swing and a miss, but it's going to be a foul tip.
Into Shock, and he'll run the ball out to Jovetic. These guys are a couple of good buddies too. They all went to the same. Was kind of had to laugh at Hathaway because he let Martin, Shock, Ricky Stevens, Jovetic, Ryan McHugh all go to the Sentinel prom this year, and they had a game that night as well. It was a doubleheader. They won the first game. The second game after the boys left, well, it wasn't the same. Here's the pitch. This one will be hit foul into the barbecue area down the first base line.
Count now 0-2 here to Raposo. Just taking his time, waiting for the pitch he wants, fouling a lot of stuff off. He's making Jovetic work, which is something that Coach Muramura's got to be excited about. Jovetic already with 20 pitches, as that one's going to be...
That'll get loose on Shock. There's no runners. And...
well,
Raposa and the umpire, and now Hathaway with some words, and he's going to come out and speak with the umpire here.
Well, what happened there, Chris, was that one got away from Shock, and they were saying it was a foul tip, so he could have actually ran to first base on a passed ball, but now saying that maybe that was a strike is what Hathaway was saying, and that should be batter down. As
They're
you heard,
conversing, and we've got the Hawaii coach out here. I think he's just restocking the umpire.
Well, and
not getting it on the conversation with Hathaway.
Honolulu thought that was a pass ball too, because I could hear that whole Honolulu sideline yelling "go" to Raposo, trying to get him to get up to his base, but the umpire insisted that was fouled.
So the 0-2 count here for Raposo with 2 outs. Nobody on. Mavericks lead 7-2. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed, and that will retire the batter. Top of the third coming up in 60 seconds on Fox Sports Radio 1450 and 92.7.
Welcome to Access Fitness, where there's no initiation fees and no contracts. You just get results. With the top-of-the-line equipment to help you reach your fitness goals at your convenience, and 5 locations in western Montana cities, no matter where you venture, you can access your fitness home. Access Fitness is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so you can work out at your schedule. Access Fitness, no initiation fees, no contracts, just results. Access Fitness is a proud sponsor of the 2017 Northwest Regional Tournament. Do you have a sweet video of your sports athlete? Did you experience a sports-altering moment or something at a sporting event that wowed the crowd? Go to our homepage at www.mpsn406.com and click on the Contact Us tab at the bottom of the homepage. Email us your video. We'll choose a new one every Monday, and yours just might go viral. Visit us today at MPSN406 on Facebook and Twitter. MPSN.com, Missoula's home for Ms. Prep Sports Heroes. Welcome back to Oakland Park Allegiance Field. Chris Stratton here with Taylor Featherman. Top of the third, Mavericks lead 7-2 over Hawaii, and leading off the inning is the laser, Ryan McHugh.
McHugh with that big single drove in some runs earlier in the game. Also, so far this tournament, batting .417. It's unheard of.
McHugh settles in. Tomas on the mound. Here's the pitch. That one, McHugh gets right out of the way. And last night we saw one with Wyoming where McHugh would get hit in the glove. The umpire would ask for him to remove his glove, and McHugh would take it off and show him, and the umpire told him, "You're shaking your hand to make it red. Stop."
yeah, and made him bad again.
It made him bad again. That was the craziest thing. Here's the pitch. That one will be low. Makes it 2-0 on the count.
Well, and I think the craziest thing about that was that I think it was evident to almost everyone in attendance last night that ball smacked McHugh's hand pretty stout. I mean, there's a difference when a ball hits, as now the pitch from Tomas can be fouled down baseline, and it'll be 1. But very different noise, if anyone out there is unaware, that a baseball makes when it's fouled off in comparison to when it hits someone in the hand.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that fouled off noise. So as we're going to get time called by the home plate umpire. Ball out in play down left field is what we're going to say. So Honolulu will send a player out there, Yamaguchi, to go grab that ball. Yamaguchi we've seen have some pretty good defensive plays out in left field in this tournament earlier on.
2-1 count here for McHugh. No outs. Here's the pitch. Leadoff batter. He'll swing on this one. Drives it straight up in the air over second base. The center fielder will come in and he'll get the out. And that will take us to the left fielder, Sam Busey. So Busey will settle in with 1 out, nobody on. Mavericks lead 7-2 over Hawaii. Tomas settling in here. Here's the pitch. That one will be high for ball 1. Hawaii with a marathon last night against Wyoming. They would get it in 11, 7-4. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 1. Even count at 1. Brendan Buchanan in the on deck for the Mavericks. And he'll swing on that one to make it strike 2.
Busey, his batting average isn't very high for this tournament, only 111. But what that doesn't show is all the different times he's been walked or hit by a pitch.
And he'll strike out on that one for out number 2. That'll bring up the shortstop, Brendan Buchanan.
Well, and Buchanan really burst onto the scene, Chris. coming up just 3 weeks or 2 weeks or so prior to the end of the season from the A squad up here to Double A, and he is making a name for himself.
Here's the pitch. He'll hit this one towards third base. He'll glove it. The throw to first. Buchanan down the line, and that will expire the inning. Mavericks are held off. It is 7-2 Montana over Hawaii. We'll be back in 60 seconds on Fox Sports Radio, 1450 and 92.7.
For over 30 years, Garden of Eden has passionately pursued to aid Missoula's area churches in their mission to evangelize the surrounding areas. Garden of Eden has a large stock of books, gifts, music, toys, and more. Stop in to visit their full-service coffee bar and luscious homemade fudge. Shop their online store and get free shipping on orders of $69 or more. Visit them at www.shopgardenofreden.com or stop by their store at 2621 Brooks. Garden of Eden is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports and the Missoula Prep Sports Network. Advertising on the web can be intimidating. Where do you start? What is the most effective way to reach the audience you are targeting? Milk Crate Media can help you reach your audience, whether it's social media marketing or creating a unique commercial for streaming or radio advertising. Milk Crate Media can help you build a new website or rebuild your existing website that will bring users back again and again. Visit www.mcratemedia.com today. Milk Crate Media is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports in Missoula and the surrounding valley. Welcome back to Ogren Park Allegiance Field. The throw to second to indicate the beginning of the inning here. Bottom of the third, Mavericks lead 7-2 over Hawaii. And the leadoff batter here is Mura is having a conversation with the plate ump.
Well, and Nakamura going to bat leadoff now, back up to the top of the lineup for Honolulu. Nakamura with a lead-off single to really get things rolling for Honolulu as they put two up, both him and Yoshino scoring in that first inning.
Here's the pitch by Jovetic. He'll catch the plate for strike one.
Here's the pitch by Jovetic. That kind of works. Maybe we should get t-shirts. Jovetic now with the pitch. That one's going to sneak in for strike two. Now Nakamura down a 0-2. Be interesting to see how he rallies out of this.
Here's the pitch by Jovetic. Swung on. This one's going to go to right field, and Nakamura will get on as Leonard bends to the knee and lets the ball roll into his glove. That'll take us to the third baseman, Jacob Yoshino.
Well, and another single by Nakamura. He's working on it pretty far offensively. Let's see what Jacob Yoshino, another player with the single, is going to be able to get going. His last single, kind of an interesting one. It was that one that got bounced over to third base.
And Kyle Layugan, this one's going to be bunted down the first base line, foul.
Well, they're going with the exact same recipe as last time, as that one that I said got hit interestingly to third base was indeed a bunt by Yoshino that he was able to beat out to first base.
Yeah, that one was crazy because of the way that it went down. Both Schock and Jovetic going for it, and neither one of them grabbing it. Here's the pitch. They'll throw to first. The runner will get back in time. The one thing I've been most impressed with this Hawaii team is their speed.
Absolutely. I don't think there's a single player in the lineup who isn't kind of a threat to steal a base with their wheels.
Jovetic checks the runner at first. Here's the pitch. Runner will go. Buchanan will pick it up in the dirt. He'll win the race to second. Frazier reaching out and getting the out at first. They're going to say the runner at second is safe. But we've got the out at first, and that'll be out number one.
Well, and Buchanan might actually end up hearing something from Hathaway on that one. Martin was already on the bag there when Buchanan decided instead to run up and do it himself and then try to flip it to first. And I get that. You might be able to get it off to first faster that way, but you definitely get the out at second.
Buchanan's got wheels, but
for sure.
And that first pitch will be a strike to Layugan. We saw him in the bullpen warming up earlier. Here's the throw to second with a pickoff, and it actually Martin would be able to get it in the glove, but it bounces off the helmet of the runner at second.
And he's grabbing his shoulder blade. I mean, those hurt, you know.
Oh, yeah. 0-1 count, one out. Mavericks lead 7-2 over Hawaii here in the bottom of the third. Jovetic checks the runner at second. He'll go. Here's the pitch. Schock will let the runner go to third. And the pitch, I believe, was a strike, but we'll wait for an update on the board. Nope, a ball. Even at 1 here. Layugan. He'll settle in. Here's the pitch. That one's in the dirt, and it goes 2-1 now.
Well, and just like that, Nakamura able to use his wheels, advances to second off that bunt laid down by Yoshino, but then steals third, and we've got a man on third, 1 out here for Honolulu.
Jovetic gets the pitch from Schock. It's on its way. This one's going to be hit down the third base line into left field. Busey is there. The runner will tag at third. Busey with the throw, and that'll be out number 2, and the runner will score to make it 7-3 Mavericks here in the bottom of the third.
Well, and right there, Layugan maybe not able to quite get on base himself, but that sac fly is going to go a long ways in this game. I mean, we've seen, not necessarily Maverick games, but we've seen games in this tournament decided by 1 run.
That pitch will catch the outside of the plate on Kale Yoshino, the right fielder. Here's the pitch. Swung on. This one's going to go into left field. Busey tries to get up on it, and the runner will get on with the little hop in front of Busey in left field.
Well, and Buchanan took off from shortstop to try to get back to get that one too. Ended up coming just about as close as Busey as that dropped right evenly between the two.
That'll bring up number 12, J.T. Naviak, the shortstop.
Well, Naviak, Chris, has kind of been an intriguing story so far. Did not play in Hawaii's first game, but then a single last night.
Fouled off into the netting over first base for strike 1.
Not a single. Well, yeah, a couple singles last night, but a single here so far tonight, and then 3 of 6 last night. I mean, he's playing terrific so far in this tournament, but not in the first game.
Jovetic will check the runner at first. They'll throw over there. Jovetic with a leisurely throw over there. That one probably just to tell the runner at first, I got an eye on you.
I mean, Chris, we end up talking about it all the time. The kind of mental game that the pitcher has to play with the base runners to keep them from stealing on them.
Here's the pitch by Yo. Swung on. That one will foul right into the top of the netting. And we'll go to an 0-2 count here. 2 outs. Bottom of the third. It is 7-3 Montana over Hawaii. Here's the pitch by Yo. This one will be hit out. Jovetic will pick it up, the throw to first, and that will expire the inning. So Hawaii will get one on. They'll score one, and it will be 7-3 going into the top of the fourth. We'll be back in 60 seconds on Fox Sports Radio, 1450 and 92.7.
That's the end of the third inning, brought to you by Fiesta Inn.
Welcome back to Fox Sports Radio, 1450 and 92.7. Chris Stratton, Taylor Featherman in the booth here on the call. Montana versus Hawaii, and the Mavericks lead 7-3 over Hawaii, and the leadoff batter is Bo King.
Bo King walked earlier in the game, something we've seen him do plenty of times here so far in this tournament. A very, very good pitcher, or I'm sorry, very good batter at reading a pitcher is what I was attempting to say.
And King, a very versatile player, does spend time in the outfield, but he can hang out behind the plate as well. Does a good job at the catcher position.
Well,
And that pitch will be a ball.
well, and Chris, you would know better than me. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he also can pitch.
As well, yes. He's got the capability. I mean, we've got some veteran players that are moving on. This one he's going to hit out into center field, and the center fielder will just top around and let it fall in his glove for out number 1. That'll swing us to the top of the batting order. To James Martin. 1 out. Top of the 4th. Mavericks lead 7-4. But back to King for a moment. I mean, we've got some veteran players that are moving on this year in key positions. And King definitely has shown that he can fill in at that center field spot and also hit the ball like Jovetic. I mean, there's nobody like Jovetic. Big shoes to fill, but King has shown that there's sparks of life there where he could do that. First pitch to Martin is a ball.
Yeah, I mean, for being one of the younger players on the team along with Buchanan, on the AA at least, King doing a great job of just filling in where need be, you know? That's all you can ask for.
So Martin settles in with the 1-0 count. Tomas on the mound. Here's the pitch. That one will be a ball. So 2-0 on the count. Looking at Tomas's stats, 3 1/3 innings, 7 runs off of 7 hits, all 7 earned, walked 1 batter, struck out 2, allowed a home run off a shock, 57 pitches, 35 of those have been strikes. This one will be bounced out past the pitcher. The second baseman can't get it, and Martin will reach.
That's Martin's second single of the night and second consecutive. James Martin kind of, I don't want to say the mouthpiece of this team, but it seems like once he gets it going, which to be fair, that's how a leadoff hitter generally is, but once he gets it going, he kind of dictates what the rest of the team offensively is going to look like. And for Nick Jovetic now, 1 on, 1 out, and Jovetic at the plate.
Jovetic settles in. Runner at first and Martin, 1 out. Tomas with the pitch. That one's going to go across the toes of Jovetic for ball 1. Martin will hold it second. Dane Frazier in the on-deck circle.
Well, Frazier, another player having a really good night. That monster single there in the last inning.
Tomas throw to first. Martin gets back standing up. So the winner of this game moves on in, well, both teams move on. It'll depend on what time. The winner will play at 7, the loser at 4. We know that the Mavericks will play Idaho. This one will be chopped down deep and land in the grassy area down the third base line. Jovetic with a even count at 1. And the Mavericks, they know Lewis and Clark, twins out of Idaho. They've been to the Maverick tournament, the Memorial Tournament, the last 2 seasons, so the Mavericks are familiar with them. There's the throw to first. Getting back in time is Martin. And we've got a former Maverick sports hero in the stadium here with us, as Jonathan Mitchell is sitting to the left of us down here. Former first baseman for the Mavericks. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed by Jovetic. They throw down the line to first, and they'll get the tag on Martin. And the crowd says that's a foul ball. Martin will head back to the dugout. Is this going to prompt another conversation with Hathaway and the umpire? Nope, Hathaway staying in the dugout, so he'll take the out. Oh, Hathaway's down the third base line.
But the Mavs fans certainly upset.
So 2 outs now. Here's the pitch. And Jovetic will watch that one go by, tight inside for ball 2.
Well, and Tomas breaking 80 there on that one. The versatility speed-wise shown by Tomas tonight has been pretty impressive. I've seen him all the way down to 62 and now up to 80. As we'll see him set here for the fourth pitch. That one going to be ripped by Jovetic out to left field. And there to catch it is Honolulu, and that will retire the side.
So the Mavericks, they'll get one on, they'll get him out, and it is 7-3 at the bottom of the 4th. We'll be back in 60 seconds on Fox Sports Radio, 1450 and 92.7.
Hockey Wolf and Lacrosse Wolf is Missoula's one-stop shop for all your hockey and lacrosse needs.
Check this out.
It may be warm outside, but you can still take care of your hockey fix in their 1/3 sized indoor rink.
Really? Wow, crazy.
Stop in to 1010 North Avenue West and see what they have in store for your hockey needs. Hockey Wolf and Lacrosse Wolf is a proud sponsor of high school sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network. The Missoula Prep Sports Network is Missoula's home for local sports. MPSN406.com has the news on Missoula and surrounding communities' sports heroes. Our mission is to make our local sports heroes feel just like sports heroes. Visit us today at www.mpsn406.com. Follow us on Twitter at MPSN406. MPSN406.com, Missoula's home for its prep sports heroes.
Welcome back to Fox Sports Radio, 1450 and 92.7. Chris Stratton, Taylor Featherman on the call of the game here. And we are in the bottom of the fourth inning. The Mavericks lead 7-3 over Hawaii. The winner will remain perfect on the tournament. And leading off on the inning for Hawaii is number 16, Micah Pye.
Pitch by Jovetic now going to be fouled off down the right field line at the party deck. And a beautiful snag by a man in a plaid as he gets a little
falls down into his chair as he makes the catch. Pye with some force on that ball.
Well, and Chris, Micah Pye, one of my favorites. I'm wondering what his dad Michael's up to.
Here's this one, hit out into center field. King tracking it down in the lights, and he's got it in the glove for out number one.
I should probably elaborate on that.
Yeah, Michael Pye, the father of Micah Pye, he would send us a tweet last night saying that he was a couple. Well, the first one was that he was in surgery in Hawaii listening to the game, and then a couple innings later, he would send us a notification saying, surgery done, I'm in my office. Come on, let's go. This one's going to be hit off the hand grip. Buchanan out of the dirt, the throw to first, and it is there in time for out number two.
And that was just a beautiful play by Buchanan. Well, and then the other part after that was kind of untold on air yesterday was afterwards we ran into some of the Hawaii faithful outside. And we said, yeah, we've been tweeting with Michael Pye. And they all looked at us like, oh, what a character.
Yeah, that's exactly
Little
what they
did we
said.
know what we were getting involved with there.
Yeah. Here's the pitch by Jovetic. Outside, ball one. 2 outs here, and we've got action in the bullpen for Hawaii. And they had number one, Hakamura, warming up. Here's the pitch. That one is low for ball one.
Galamgam so far tonight with just a pop out, struggling, but only one at bat there. As this pitch going to be high for ball three. 3 strikes now at the count to Galamgam.
And Raposa is in the on-deck circle. Here's the pitch by Jovetic. Out of the plate. Climbs back into the count at 3-1. 2 outs here. Bottom of 4. Mavericks lead 7-3. Nobody on for Hawaii. Here's the pitch. This one will be hit out. Martin will come up and get it in the dirt. Throw to first is there, and the side is retired. 1-2-3 goes Hawaii. We'll be back in 60 seconds for the top of the 5th. Right here on Fox Sports Radio, 1450 and 92.7.
Mike's Print and Copy is your locally owned print shop. Whether it's custom letterhead or business cards, Mike and his friendly staff understand that your business is important to you and will make sure that your project is handled in a professional and timely manner. Drop into Mike's Print and Copy to have them take care of your printing needs. Stop by 1503 South Russell or give them a call today at 406-728-3363 to have Mike's Print and Copy take care of your printing needs. Mike's Print and Copy is a proud sponsor of high school sports in Missoula and the surrounding community. Wondering what this week's fishing conditions are like in western Montana? The Missoula Prep Sports Network has you covered. Stop by our website, www.mpsn406.com weekly to get the I Fly Fish Montana fishing alert. David Dietrich and the crew at I Fly Fish Montana have you covered when it comes to all things fly fishing. Visit iflyfishmontana.com to get the latest reviews on fly shop, river conditions, and more. Follow I Fly Fish Montana on Instagram to relive their fishing experiences. I Fly Fish Montana is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Welcome back to Ogren Park, Allegiance Field. Chris Stratton, Taylor Featherman on the call here. Hawaii versus Montana, to be specific, the Missoula Mavericks. And the Mavs lead 7-3 over Hawaii here in the top of the 5th. And the leadoff batter on the inning is Dane Frazier.
Dane Frazier already having a pretty good game here tonight with a single, but in the tournament batting .500, 5 out of 10, 4 RBIs for the guy.
And our umpire, Adlinger, Aldinger, I should say. Cleans the plate off. Here's the pitch to Frazier. This one will be fouled off. Tomas on the mound. We did see the center fielder, Nakamura, warming up. We've got this Ricky Stevens' family sitting in front of us, and Ricky's dad comes by and slaps his sister as he's running by real quick. Nothing but love here. That one's going to be low. Evens the count out at 1.
Well, and there's a good sighting. That's Fred Arnold right there.
Really?
Yeah. Interesting. Haven't seen him in a long time. The famed language arts teacher, Hellgate Elementary, for what it's worth.
Here's the pitch. It's a ball. So a 2-1 count here for Frazier.
Not that any of our listeners from Honolulu care who I had for 7th grade language arts, but there he was. So
Here's supporting the Mavericks. Got a good crowd here at Ogren Park. Watch that one go by, and right away, Frazier's ahead in the count at 3-1. Tomas settles in on the mound. Here's the pitch. And they'll walk Frazier. That'll bring up the home run hitter, Spencer Schock.
Number 21, Spencer.
We'd have 2 runners on, and Schock would clear those runners off with a home run a couple innings, a couple at-bats ago.
And then Schock currently tied with Hawaii for runs.
Here's the pitch by Tomas. He'll hit this one over the head of the third baseman. It'll hug the third base line all the way out to left field, and Schock is on once again with a single. That'll bring up the right fielder, Drew Leonard.
Well, and Leonard also having a pretty good night. A double early on that was a big player in that 7-run outing there in that second inning.
So Leonard settles in, runners at first and second for the Mavericks with no outs here. Top of the 5th. Here's the pitch. Leonard showing bunt. That one will be a ball. Coach Hathaway all about movement on the bases. You talked about it earlier. They've got some cunning skills at the steal, and the sack bunt is a popular option for the Mavericks. Second, here pitch. Bunted down. This was going to be fouled down the third base line.
Well, I mean, it's just
Even the count out at 1.
to me, it's just how artful it is. I mean, they do it in such a methodical, orchestrated way, I suppose, where if everything has to click or else it doesn't work. I don't know. It's a lot of fun to watch. It well-oiled machine.
And that's the thing too. I mean, with the bunt, if you strike out on the bunt, you're done. Hathaway pulls you. I've seen it several times this year. That bunt laid down. They'll throw to second, and the runner will get back just in time, Frazier. And we'll have a even count at 1 for Leonard here in the top of the 5th. Mavericks lead 7-3. Leonard steps back in. Runners at first and second step away. Tomas checks the runner at second. Now the pitch. This one's going to be laid down the third base line, and that will be a strikeout for Leonard.
Uh-oh. Struck out bunting.
And he's not happy about it either. That'll bring up the third baseman, Ryan McHugh.
I'd be surprised to see.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they'll bring Leonard out because he's such a solid right field player. But you never know.
Well, and offensively, he's been crushing it.
Sam Busey in the on deck. Here's the pitch. That one's going to be low for ball 1.
But I mean, Mavs there, the play call was to do the old Honolulu special, get 2 base runners on with no out, bunt them into first and second, and if you get on, great. If not, runners in scoring position with 1 out.
That one's going to be low, and we'll go to a 2-0 count here for McHugh. That's going to prompt the catcher, Gollum to go out and have a conference on the mound. Let us know that you're listening. Tweet at us, MPSN 406, at MPSN 406. We'll stick to her right now.
It's also on Facebook if you need to.
Runner step away from first and second. Here's the pitch. Outside, catches the plate for strike one. So McHugh with a 2-1 count here now with one out. Mavericks lead 7-3 here in the top of the fifth. This game kind of humming right along. I hate to say it. I don't want to jinx us. Paul Yarbrough, the PA for the tournament, also the Missoula Mavericks. That'll catch the plate for strike two. He jinxed us last night, told us it was going to go extra innings, and lo and behold, it is so. It was so. So even count at 2 for McHugh. Runners at first and second, one out. Mavericks lead 7-3 in their top of the fifth. Here's the pitch to McHugh. He lets that one go by, and the catcher will bounce it off his toe, and the runners advance.
And now it's as if Drew Leonard laid down a beautiful bunt and got out. So, I mean, that's not what happened, but same result, I suppose. Now you got runners on second and third. Chris in scoring position with one out, as Ryan McHugh, the man who already has a single here tonight, and so far in this tournament has 5 RBIs. His mouth has to be watering right now.
Want to send a shout out there to our sales manager at Cherry Creek Media in Missoula, Tyler Hill, listening in. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed, and McHugh will be struck out for out number 2. That'll take us to the Buse, the left fielder, Sam Busey.
Well, and that's the second straight strikeout by Tomas here tonight. Already at 75 pitches, Chris. Just trying to work through the top of the fifth here.
Ricky Stevens' dad. Here's the pitch. Got the Ricky Stevens family sitting in front of us, and Ricky's dad missing with his sister. Runners step away from second and third, 2 outs. Busey with a 1-0 count. Here's the pitch by Tomas. That one will be high, and it'll make it 2-0. You know, sometimes it's just the simple thing of putting the pitchers out in the bullpen to kind of straighten the pitcher on the mound out.
I mean, there's all different tactics. I think it's more so just, well, I suppose I don't really know.
Swung on and missed, and Busey will have.
Well, and Busey, one of the better players here on this Mavericks team at getting on base without a hit. Couple walks for him and a hit by pitch during this tournament so far.
Tomas with the pitch. Swung on. This one will foul over the first baseline and into the roof on the concession stands for an even count at 2. And Busey stretching the pitches out here on Tomas. The Buse settles in. Here's the pitch. Swung on. Down the third baseline. It kisses the third baseline. It goes deep. All the way to the wall. To the 309 sign. And the Mavericks will score 2. And Busey with a double RBI on the night. And the Mavericks take a 9-3 lead over Hawaii.
Sam Busey does it again. We've seen him with one of those doubles just like that earlier in the tournament, Chris. A 3 RBI double was the one we saw earlier. But hey, we'll take it. The Mavs fans will take a 2 RBI double. Sam Busey coming alive here for this Mavericks team.
And Mura on his way out to the mound. We'll see if the ball gets handed over. The entire infield in there. Mura wanting to check in with Tomas. And they just kind of hang on the mound there with their little party. And it's broken up. Mura making his way back out to the third base dugout now. Everybody else heading back to their spots on the mound. Except for Raposa, the second baseman. He hangs for a moment with Tomas. These young men, they do so much. They spend so much time together. It's not just the baseball season. There's the off season. They spend a lot of time working out. and they become brothers. And sometimes just a little brotherly love helps out. This one will be fouled up over the first base dugout for Buchanan. And it'll be an 0-1 count here for Buchanan with 2 outs and a runner at second in Busey. Tomas settles on the mound. Buchanan. Here's the pitch. Swung on. Out towards second. The second baseman dives for it, and that will retire the inning. So the Mavericks will add 2 to make it 9-3 here. We'll have the bottom of the 5th in 60 seconds on Fox Sports Radio, 1450 and 92.7.
Are you sure? I mean, because both the games we've done on Fox Sports, I've been here and we haven't tried to read off the Facebook. Double tap it, like the home screen, or the button down here, and just like the home button. And then just swipe out of it, just relaunch Facebook. Just swipe it up. Yep, that just closes the application, so then try to reload it. I bet it'll come back up.
Bottom of the 5th. Mavericks lead 9-3 over Hawaii. And leading off for Mid-Pacific is Raposa. Cade Raposa, the second baseman. Nick Jovetic on the mound. Here's the pitch. That one's low for ball 1. Jovetic, now that we're in the bottom of the 5th here, let's take a look at his stats. We didn't look at his quite yet. And I got to scroll down here. 4 innings pitched, 3 runs allowed off of 5 hits, 3 earned. Got 1 batter. This one will go toward second. Picked up by Martin. He'll get the throw, and that'll be the out. The stretch by Frazier, and he does such a phenomenal job with the stretch out there. Back to Jovicic's stats here. He struck out 1 batter. 46 pitches in. 35 have been strikes.
Now, Raposa here, we just saw ground out to James Martin. In that same spot as James Martin at second base, right as we were going to break, Chris made an absolutely just terrific diving play to get the ball there.
That one's inside.
Jovetic now setting for his second pitch. That one's going to be swung and foul tipped right into the glove of Schock, and that'll be strike 2. 1 ball. 1 strike now. Even count at 1. 1 out here for Honolulu.
And a shout out to the Martin family. We've got Pamela Greenwood. Thank you for allowing us to watch our nephew James Martin play. Go Mavs from Arizona.
So I'm curious there, as this one's going to be fouled back over the left field line towards the restrooms here by Nakamura, back at the top of the order now. I'm curious now, would that be, would Pamela, is that Charlie's?
I'm not quite sure. We'll have to ask Charlie here.
Follow-up.
And Martin not able to handle the ball, hit out towards second, and the runner will get on.
Well, and Chris, that is Mr. Single, Mr. Consistent, the single factory at this point. Nakamura, that's his 3rd single of the night. As Chris, we get a couple tweets rolling in here.
And that will bring up Jacob Yoshino. Couple of Yoshinos here, along with Kale. Jovetic with the pitch. That one will be inside for ball 1. So we've got one from at 808 AGRS V1. Shout out to the Owls and Jaden Tomas. Your family here in Hawaii are rooting for you.
And then, Chris, the other one is not so swell on our behalf. We're mispronouncing the coach for the Honolulu team's name.
Okay, so do you have the proper pronunciation? Do they send it?
I do,
Okay,
yes.
perfect. Here's the pitch. Oh, there it pops up.
That'll be low for ball 2, Chris. Count now 2-0 here to Jacob Yoshino.
And at KL Camp 8 with the correction. Here's the pitch by Jovetic. That will skin the plate for strike 1. 2-1 count here for Yoshino. And it says, LOL, the coach is Muramuru, not Muramura. So it's Muramuru.
Well, we appreciate it. As the pitch outside here for ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike now from Jovetic to Jacob Yoshino. We mispronounce plenty of things, so the more you guys can keep us honest, the better off we're going to be. At MPSN 406 on Twitter and potentially Facebook.
We been working on those Hawaiian names. Those are the ones that have messed with us this weekend. We apologize. That one's going to be fouled off down the third base line, and we've got a full count at 3-2 for Jacob Yoshino.
But also, thanks for the follow, Kim Campbell. We appreciate that.
And Yoshino settles back in with a full count. Bottom of 5, 1 out here, runner at first for Hawaii. Here's the pitch. That one's in the dirt, and Jovetic will walk the batter. And that will take us to Kyle Leugon.
Now, Chris, runners on first and second. It happens to be Nakamura and Jacob Yoshino, just like that opening frame for Honolulu. But now we'll see if Kyle Leugon can drive in some runs here.
Mavericks lead 9-3 here in the bottom of the 5th over Hawaii. Hawaii battled back into a close game last night against Wyoming. That pitch will go off the toe of Shock, and the runners will advance to second and third. And the speedy Nakamura not able to slow himself down and kind of falls down as he comes around third.
Well, and we got another tweet of Tomas AGRSV just thanking them to watch in Hawaii. We appreciate tuning in and all the support. The Hawaiian fans so far have been absolutely incredible to us, and we...
That pitch is outside. It'll catch the plate for strike 1 for Jovetic. 1 out here. Bottom of the 5th. Mavericks lead 9-3. Mavericks have 10 runs. Hawaii's got 6 hits for their 3 runs. Runners at second and third. Here's the pitch by Yo. This one will be swung on and fouled back for strike 2. And I think Leugon was going to go for the full yard on that one.
Yeah, that looked like quite the cut there. Another tweet here by Kim again. Saying we're fun and listening to us having fun. Go Owls. We appreciate you guys giving us all the support all the way across the Pacific.
Here's the pitch. Outside, and we've got, they're going to say a strike, and Jovetic will retire the batter for out number 2.
Well, and Chris, did you see Aldinger, his tear the phone book motion there? Holy cow. That
ripping it up.
That looked like Joey Crawford running to half court for a charge. Holy cow.
2 outs here is runner at second and third. This one will be hit out. Buchanan will pick it up on the hop. The throw to first, shot over there. Frazier lays out, and that will end the inning. So Hawaii will get a couple on. They'll leave them there, and the Mavericks maintain their 9-3 lead. Top of the 6th in 60 seconds on Fox Sports Radio, 1450 and 92.7. Welcome back to Fox Sports Radio 1450 and 92.7. Chris Stratton here with Taylor Featherman as we've got a pitching change on the mound for Hawaii. Brendan Nakamura will come to the mound to pitch now. The wind comes up here, and we've got a tweet from @Cowles BBL. The Yoshino boys are twins.
Well, and K Owls might be our Twitter MVP so far. K Owls has been getting at us. Either that or Tim, also a Hawaii fan, giving us pronunciations.
There's the throw to second to indicate the start of the inning. 50-50 tickets going on. The Mavericks have done a great job of earning money for themselves with the 50-50 tickets this year. And we've got switches in the field, and we'll update that information for you as it gets updated. With Nakamura going to the mound. He was in center field. And this one by King's going to be hit out into center field, and the center fielder falls down, but he still gets the grab to get the out. Wow, nice job. And the center fielder coming in.
What a play there by Nakamura, laying on the ground because the ball kind of lost it in the air, went left, went right again. Just went down and still made the incredible catch. What an out by Honolulu there.
Shea Yamaguchi out there at center field now.
Oop. Excuse me, not Nakamura. My apologies.
James Martin as we swing to the top of the batting order for the Mavericks. And he'll hit this one out towards the shortstop. He'll pick it up in the dirt. The throw to first is gunned over there, and that'll be out number 2. And that'll take us to the very heavy bat of Nick Jovetic.
Well, and Jovetic having a pretty good night so far. Led off with that monster double for the Mavericks, as now he will set here.
Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 1. 2 outs, top of the 6th. The Mavericks lead 9-3. Last night would be a slugfest for the Mavericks as they would earn 21 runs. Wyoming would earn 14, and we talked about it last night, Taylor. 14 runs, 90% of the time, 99% of the time, I should say, wins you the game.
Yeah, a lot of times that will win a ball game. Here is Nakamura for strike. 2 balls, 1 strike now here to Jovetic, which is a tall order for a pitcher. I mean that literally as well. Jovetic, pretty tall kid. And that one going to get inside once again. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And
count even, although the board is 2-1. Umpire says 2-2. We'll go with Aldinger.
Here's the pitch. This one's going to go down the third base line as the wind picks up here at Ogren Park Allegiance Field, going from first to third. The American flag and the Montana flag lazily waving out there in center field, but the wind's picked up here to the point where the netting is pushed out full.
Yeah, the wind has picked up, Chris. You're absolutely right.
And Nakamura, his jersey flapping in the wind. Here's the pitch. Swung on. Jovetic will put this one down the third base line, and it will land in the grassy area where a slew of kids are trying to track it down.
Well, and Jovetic is giving him some work out there, as I think that's the 3rd one he's fouled off down into that little grassy hill area in the corner over there.
And this one from Florence Marcelo Ching. We heard from her the first night with Hawaii to give us the proper pronunciation. I'll spit it out there. And that pitch is a ball, a full count at 3-2 for Yo. And she says, thanks for streaming and allowing friends and families to get the game. Florence Ching, Mililani, Hawaii. Mililani, Hawaii is the proper way.
Big cut and miss.
And they'll touch him just to make sure, and that will expire the inning. So the Mavericks go 1-2-3 on the inning. We'll have the bottom of the 6th in 60 seconds on Fox Sports Radio 1450 and 92.7. Welcome back to Fox Sports Radio, 1450 and 92.7. Chris Stratton here with Taylor Featherman, and we've got another one from Pamela Greenwood, the Martin family. I'm Kim's baby sister is what Pamela said. So that's the relation.
So that's good. Charlie James Martin's dad is quite the goof. I had the privilege of living next to him up there in the South Hills for a year, and well,
he's a lot of fun.
Yeah, he's quite the guy.
So the lead-off batter for Hawaii here in the bottom of the 6th is J.T. Naviak. Here's the pitch by Jovetic. Bunt laid down. That one's going to chase down the first base line. Frazier with the toss to Yo, and he can't handle it. They say out.
Well, and that is
Brian Larson, the first base coach, or first base umpire, calls him out.
That's a bad
Now he's
call.
going to stay at the bag, so I think they reversed the call.
I think they're going to conference here.
Yeah, they're going to conference on that one.
I mean, Jovetic clearly did not have control of that ball on first base. That should be safe for Naviak.
All 4 umpires will come together on this one, and that's a good thing to do. I love the way that the officiating has been throughout this tournament. They have really worked together and talked to each other, conference when they needed to, and this one, they're going to get it worked out. I imagine the runner's going to stay at first. Is like you said, Jovetic kind of had a bobble on the ball there at first.
Well, and the nice part is Legion Baseball doesn't take themselves so seriously that they have to have irrefutable evidence to overturn a call on the field, as you see in a lot of major. As we're going to get now the safe call from the third base. That's first base. That is Brian Larson out there.
Max Cannon at third. Brian Larson at first. And Muramuru is out. Just a brief comment to the umpire, and now he's got a conversation to his batter, Micah Pye, who's coming to the plate. Scooter Micah Pye got confused with his dad.
I can see how that could happen.
And the first pitch to Pye is a ball. He's got some wheels on this. You know, these Legion teams, there's at least 2 players on each team that are just outstanding. Hawaii, they've got a stable full of them, just like the Mavericks, and Pye's swings and misses for strike 1 to make it an even count at 1. But Pye, I like watching him play. He's got a lot of heart, and he's got some wheels to top it off. Here's the pitch by Jovetic. That one's going to come inside, makes it 2-1 on the count.
Well, and Chris, I made the comparison last night that this Hawaii team, the Owls here, they're not going to beat you with the long ball. I mean, they don't have any triples or home runs so far in this tournament, and only 2 doubles.
Here's the pitch, swung on and missed for strike 2, even count.
But between the walk and singles, they're going to just absolutely just bludgeon hits off you. I mean, they have 7 here tonight. Let's see here. Not any of them over a single.
Here's the pitch by Yo. That one's in the dirt. Makes it a full count at 3-2. Yeah, and you know, I joked about it last night, but I would love to see Pye and Jovetic on the line to run sprints just to see who's got more speed.
Yeah, I don't know who would win that.
I'm not quite sure either. Here's the pitch. This one will be fouled off down the third base line. Jovetic has got Pye by, what, a foot?
Yeah, Jovetic is a tall kid, and Pye is not quite described as such. But I'm honestly going to take Pye in that race. I like Nick Jovetic. He's a real good kid and a friend of mine.
Good. Yeah.
I think I put my money on Michael Pye.
I won't tell Yo.
You can. I'll tell him. I don't care.
I'll tell him.
Okay, you can tell him. Should I tweet at him right now?
No. I think we'll leave him alone during the game. I know they're not allowed to have phones in the dugout. Hathaway, though, gets his phone out the other night. This one will be fouled off and calls up to the press box to Paul Yarbrough. The Osprey, the first night here with Alaska, the Osprey had their sound guy running different gimmicks. Had some music, the Jeopardy music going on when they're having a conference on the mound and some sounds and stuff like that they normally do here at the Osprey games. This one's going to be bounced out to Buchanan. He'll throw it to first, and it is there in time for out number 1. And Brian Larson, sure on that call. Out number 1. Bottom of the 6th, Mavericks lead 9-3 over Hawaii, and that'll bring up to take us to number 3, and Shea Yamaguchi will come to the plate. He would actually come in when we had the substitution on the mound with Nakamura. He's in center field. Here's the pitch. Bunt laid down. It's going to be a foul for strike 1. Yeah, Jovetic has got at least a foot on Pi. And Jovetic is a tall, lanky guy. I mean, he's got legs all the way up to his armpits.
Yeah, let it go. Do you think?
Runner at second, steps away. Here's the pitch. This one's going to be fouled off. And it's an 0-2 count here now for Yamaguchi, his first opportunity at bat. Taylor got himself some 50-50 tickets here. When they call the number, he probably won't be able to get the number because I don't know, he's got, what, 30 tickets over there?
Yeah, I kind of bought too many.
And Jovetic will strike out, and once again, Aldinger will rip the phone book.
Emphatically, too. I mean, he really has no problem getting up and doing the full tear.
Here comes Gabby Galamgam. And with 2 outs here, a runner at second, Galamgam looking to see if he can bring his fellow Mid-Pacific player home. Here's the pitch, outside, ball 1. They're getting the 50-50s taken care of tonight. We've got to here at Ogram Park. Many of you know that are part of the Legion programs. This one's fouled down the third base line for strike 1, even count. The players work very hard to go out and get sponsors to cover their here. And then after that's done, well, it's either gate fees for games, home games, and 50-50 tickets. And the Mavericks trying to push here. The reason why they're trying to get it going here, they're trying to get themselves an indoor facility to practice at. Here's the pitch. Swung on. Foul over the first base dugout. The Missoula Mavericks, the only Montana-Alberta team without an indoor facility, and they, as soon as the season is over, the board for the Mavericks are working hard to find some place for these boys to go in the winter.
Huh. That's interesting.
Jovetic checks the runner at second. 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. Swung on. Right into McHugh at third. It goes between his legs. The runner will come around third. Buchanan slides and kicks the ball. The throw to second, and the runner gets there easily. And Hawaii gets one back to make it 9-5. 9-4. I apologize. 9-4. And that'll bring up
Number 5,
Cade Raposa. Raposa settles in. Runner at second now with 2 outs, and once again, team scoring with 2 outs. This one will be swung on hard and missed for strike 1, and Raposa trying to go yard. When picking up here, breezy night. It is going from first to third. Not good for the Fires around here. What'd you say, Taylor? 5,500 or 55,000?
Well, that was 2 days ago.
2 days ago, but what was it, 55,000?
55,000.
Fouled off into the party deck area down the first base line. Unbelievable. Had a moment of silence at the beginning of the game for the firefighter that passed away from California at the Lolo Peak fire, which is just not too far out of town here. All kinds of people around the area on evacuation watch. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, and that one will go right into the glove of Jovetic. He looks at it, tosses it to the mound, and that expires the inning. Hawaii, they get one back to make it 9-4. We'll be back in 60 seconds on Fox Sports Radio, 1450 and 92.7. Welcome back to Fox Sports Radio, 1450 and 92.7. Chris Stratton, Taylor Featherman at Ogren Park, Allegiance Field, and we've got a good one here. Missoula Mavericks lead Hawaii, the Montana representative, Missoula Mavericks, and the host team, 9-4, top of 7.
Chris, it's been a pretty exciting game so far for both teams. 10 hits by the Mavericks, 7 hits here for Hawaii. This game's certainly not lacking action, as now we see Dane Frazier make his way up here for the Mavericks. A single and a walk to his credit here tonight.
And talking to fans for both sides, both of them nervous about tonight's game.
Yeah, I mean, these teams have mutual respect, as they should, because they're both pretty good.
Here's the pitch by Nakamura. It'll catch the outside of the plate on the right-handed batter for strike one.
Yeah, they're both pretty good.
Nakamura, he's a stud as well. I mean, these guys just are even with each other, and the pitch is a ball to make it a 1-1 count. But yeah, it's these two teams match up pretty well. Here's the pitch. That one's going to be low. Makes it on the count. Batter here in the top of the 7th. Here's the pitch. He's going to dig for that one. It'll bounce past the shortstop, and Frazier will get on once again.
His second single of the night. Dane Frazier working on something special offensively here. And that's what else working on something pretty special offensively. Spencer Schock, the man who hit that absolute moon shock yabo over that left field line. That deep fence right over the Western Montana Clinic banner out there, with a home run and a single to his credit here tonight.
Here's the pitch. Actually, Nakamura will check the runner at first. Takes his time, stares him down, and now the pitch. That ball catches the outside of the plate. Schock wanted a piece of that one and thought better of it. Could see him leaning his weight that way. What has Schock got on the night? I mean, I know he's 2 for 3 with 2 runs and 3 RBIs, but on his, I know he's got a single and a home run. This one will be bounced to the second baseman. Schock out at first, and Frazier to second.
Are you talking for the tournament?
No. What has Schock got on the night for his hitting? I know he's got a home run and a double, but has he got a single in there?
Home run and a single.
Oh, a single. Okay, so he's got a double and a.
It was a hit that could have been a double. He blasted it clear down that left field line, but he only ended up making it to first base.
So 1 out here, top of 7. Runner at second and Frazier, and here's Mr. Leonard. Nakamura, and the netting in front of us kind of messing with the vision as it bounces around back and forth. Here's the pitch. That's going to be outside in the dirt for ball 1. Yeah. Looking at Nakamura's stats as he's come in, as they come up for us, he's not allowed any runs, a 1 hit, struck out 1 batter, 16 pitches in, 11 of those have been strikes.
And Nakamura not messing around.
Frazier at second, 2-step lead. Here's the pitch. And that one will catch the plate to even the count out at 1. Nakamura, a very patient pitcher. Haven't seen him do any of the checks at the bases. Just lets the runners hang out there on base.
Well, he's not afraid. I mean, he'll look at him, but as that pitch,
one is outside for ball 1. Or ball 2.
He'll stare him down while he's on the mound, but like you said, Chris, we haven't seen him throw one yet. And boy, you absolutely hit the nail on the head. With the net wiggling in the wind right in front of us, it's almost like an optical illusion trying to get your eyes to focus.
Here's the pitch. That one's going to be low. Makes it 3-1 on the count here for Leonard. Leonard 1 for 3 with a run. Ryan McHugh in the on deck for the Mavericks with 1 out here. 3-1 count for Leonard. He settles in. Frazier steps away from second. He's got a 1.5-step lead out there. Nakamura with the pitch. Swung on. That one will foul off, and we'll have a full count at 3-2.
Chris, we've been having a lot of fun all night and the whole tournament, really, hearing from different listeners around the country and even pretty much everywhere, all over. Continue to do that at MPSN 406 on Twitter and Facebook. We're having a lot of fun with it. or email us too.
Frazier steps away from second. 1.5 step lead out there. Inches out to 2. Full count at 3-2 for Leonard. 1 out. Here's the pitch by Nakamura. That one's going to be in the dirt, and they walk Leonard. He'll toss the bat to McHugh as he goes down the line. And with 1 out here, the Mavericks have runners at first and second. And the laser, Ryan McHugh, comes to the plate. McHugh, such an example as a young man. Understands that the student part of student athlete comes first. Could have went and pitched at D1. And that pitch will go on the outside of the plate on the right-handed batter for strike 1. But instead of taking those offers, he wanted to stay in state, and he's going to continue with his studies at MSU. And he would pick up a $1,000 scholarship from American Legion Baseball last weekend at the tournament. This one's going to be deep and high into right field. Right fielder will come up, and it will be caught by the second baseman, and that will be out number 2. Leonard and Frazier hang at first and second. And that enters as Sam Busey comes up. That $1,000 gift certificate enters McHugh in for a $25 scholarship. $2,500 scholarship. Thank you.
No worries.
Here's the pitch. That one's outside. Ball 1. But 8 players have been nominated for the $2,500 scholarship, which will be given away next week in Shelby, North Carolina for the American Legion World Series. And the Mavericks making a push to maybe go there. They've got a couple of days worth of baseball to go yet, but they're showing that they're the cream of the crop here. 2-0 count for Busey. 2 outs. Runners at first and second. This is when things usually break open for teams with the 2 outs. Let's see if Nakamura can extinguish the fire. Here's outside, and we go to a 3-0 count.
Nakamura, for someone who hadn't thrown a lot of balls prior to this last 2 at-bats, already walking Leonard and now down 3.
Here's the pitch. That one will catch the plate, and we'll have strike 1 to the Buse.
Nakamura now with the pitch, and that one's going to be right down the pipe as Busey took a step off of the bag. He thought he was heading down for first, but that will be strike 2. And now, Chris, we move to a full count for Nakamura, battling back.
Runners at first and second. We've seen that quite a bit, the hesitation on the call, and they'll go ahead and walk the Buse to load the bases. That'll bring up the shortstop, Brendan Buchanan. We want to thank everybody that is tuned in. You're the ones that make these young student athletes feel like the prep sports heroes they are for your community. Cheer them on at home. We're going to have the 7th inning stretch here shortly. You at home, take the opportunity and stretch it out as well. Loaded bases, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. That one's across the inside of the plate on Buchanan. Buchanan would win the batting MVP award at the Montana-Alberta tournament last weekend. Batting over 500. I think 537. This one's going to be hit out to the shortstop. He'll bounce it around to the glove. He's got to chase it down. And the Mavericks will bring Frazier home to make it 10-4 here in the top of the 7th. And the shortstop, Naviak, mishandles the ball. And that'll bring up the center fielder, Bo King.
Well, and Naviak looked like he just pulled his eyes off the ball right as it was arriving in his glove. And then when he went to pull it out to throw it, he looked down and it was rolling in front of him. That's a tough break there for this Honolulu team, who was just hoping to get out of the inning. But now you leave the Mavs on with runners at every base with 2 outs here to Bo King.
Here's the pitch. That one will catch the inside of the plate for strike 1. King is a I want to say, I know he's got 2 older brothers. I think just the one has played for the Mavericks. That one's going to bounce into the third baseman's glove. The out at second. That will retire the inning. The Mavs add to their tally here, making it 10-4. We'll be back in 60 seconds on Fox Sports Radio, 1450 and 92.7. Welcome back to Fox Sports Radio, 1450 and 92.7 as we are stretching it out here in the mid-7th. Lead 10-4 over Hawaii. We've got a good one going here. The winner will play at 7 tomorrow night. Loser at 4. We already know the Mavericks will play Idaho because we have not seen them yet, and Hawaii will face Washington. The winners of those 2 games move on to the championship game at 1. The champion goes to Shelby, North Carolina for the American Legion World Series. Here's the pitch. That one's going to be inside for Jovetic.
That's a long ways away from home.
It is. And you know, the turnaround is just crazy for it. That one will catch the plate for strike 1. Even count at 1 here. The leadoff batter on the inning is Nakamura, Braden Nakamura, the current pitcher. And they've got number 5 warming up in the bullpen. Swing and a miss for Nakamura for out number 2. And that would be Raposa warming up in the bullpen for Hawaii.
1 ball, 2 strikes here for Nakamura.
Here's the pitch. That one's going to be a strike. And once again, Aldinger will rip the phone book, as Taylor likes to say. I'm gonna steal that one from you.
Oh yeah, you tear the phone book. That's the punch you do there. I like that. Well, and I think that right there is Jovetic's 4th strikeout of the night.
That'll bring up Jacob Yoshino.
It is.
This one will be hit down the first base line. Frazier's got it in the glove, touches the bag, and that'll be out number 2.
Yoshino having a good night though. Before that, he hit a single and then hit into a fielder's choice where he got on base, but the runner from first to second did not, and then he got walked. So prior to that, he had reached base every at-bat, but now after that ground out, that streak is over.
And Hawaii will bring in a new batter, number 21, Shane Adams. He is batting for Kyle Layugan. I keep putting the A in there, Taylor. And this one will be popped up over first base. Martin's tracking it down. He'll find it in the light, and that will retire the inning. So Hawaii goes 1-2-3. The Mavericks will have the top of the 8th here in 60 seconds.
Stitches of Missoula is your resource for embroidery and screen printing. Stitches can handle your large-scale projects for your team, special event, or for your organization. With their on-site graphic artists and design support team, Stitches can help you turn your idea into a compelling logo. Give Stitches a call today at 406-529-2632 to speak with their super friendly staff. Stitches is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network. Stitches, we make you look good.
Feel stuck to your computer when you're cheering on your Prep Sports hero when you can't make it to the game? Well, now you don't have to. The Missoula Prep Sports Network has the app for all of Missoula high school sports fans.
Doesn't get any better than this. This is the future.
Just search Missoula Prep Sports Network in either the iTunes or Google Play app stores and take the game on the go.
How fantastic is that?
Missoula Prep Sport Network knows that life is busy. You don't have time to sit by the computer. Download the app and take the game with you.
Welcome back to Fox Sports Radio, 1450 and 92.7. Chris Stratton here with Taylor Featherman, and Taylor Featherman is not a 50-50 winner, as they gave him a string of blue tickets, but the winning ticket came off a white ticket.
I must be the only fool in this entire ballpark with the blue tickets here.
No, there's a bunch of people down in front of us here.
Joke on the broadcaster. They're all having a good laugh over there right now.
And Raposo is on the mound now for Hawaii. Top of the 8th inning, Mavericks lead 10-4 over Hawaii. Leadoff batter for the Mavericks, it is James Martin with Nick Jovetic in the on deck. No, I see a grip of blue ones out there. They were running 2 different colors.
That's good. I mean, but that's kind of mean. Like, the second he said, "It's a white ticket," I was like, ah!
Why didn't I get a white ticket? You've got 30 tickets over there. He could have split half of them blue and half of them white for you.
I know. I told you earlier I looked like I was the best player at an arcade right now.
You do.
I mean,
you're gonna get me the purple monkey up on the wall there?
I could buy any of the wall. Chris, I would have donated either way.
This is Gulligom's brief conference out there with Raposa before they start the inning here. James Martin, the leadoff batter, the second baseman.
Well, and the top of the lineup for the Mavs is kind of the cream of their crop, so we'll see how Raposo can navigate Murderer's Row here.
Here's the pitch, swung on. This one's going to go straight up in the air over the pitcher's baseman's got one. That'll take us to the tool man, Nick Jovetic. White ticket.
Not the Blues.
This one, Jovetic will hit off the hand grip. The second baseman will let it bounce, and the throw to first. Jovetic with those long legs gets down the line, and he is on, beats the ball. One out here. Top of the 8th. Mavericks lead 10-4, and here comes Dane Frazier.
Jovetic is just too fast, as now we see Dane Frazier, a fella who's having a nice night here. 2 singles and a walk so far in his 4 at-bats.
Now, Frazier, a few years behind you at Big Sky. Did you happen to know him?
You've asked me this before, and I feel bad I didn't at all.
It's a big school.
It might be. If I see his face, I might. I mean, but I was, one of the big cool seniors, so I don't know.
Meaning you didn't ever look at the freshmen?
No, I'm just playing around. I had a couple of friends. I took freshman art my senior year, which was really fun, actually. I recommend doing that.
Freshman art? Yeah, it's an easy class for you your senior year.
Yeah, well,
I guess if you're somewhat of an artist, for me it wouldn't be so good. Inside pitch is a strike to Frazier to lead off here.
Well, the key there, Chris, was the teacher could tell I was just looking to get the skate.
Oh.
So one day I went up with my very, very crudely drawn Mets, Go Mets banner and talked about how artful the brush strokes are. And
Frazier will hit this one foul. Go ahead, Taylor.
Talked about the monochromatic color scheme, and really just I picked some words off the wall on one of the art posters in the room.
Oh.
And then went up there and just kind of laid my spiel about how I felt really good about this. And the teacher just hook, line, and sinker. Bought it. I got an A. Very easy class. So, you can beat the system, kids.
0-2 count for Frazier. Pitch on the way, and that will strike out the batter. Raposa coming in and forcing his way through. 2 outs here with Jovetic at first, and here comes the wall, Spencer Schock.
That's, terrible advice on my part to the kids. You challenge yourself.
Exactly.
Take some calculus. Be better than Featherman.
Step outside the box. Here's the pitch. That one will catch the edge of the plate for strike 1.
Schock is just looking to uncan something here. You can tell about how he rolls up onto his toes like he's about to really...
Oh, yeah, he's got him curled in the dirt there by the bag for sure.
Yeah, he knows he's having a good night.
Here's the pitch by Raposa. This one he'll pop straight up in the air, and it's going to land in the 3rd row here and bounce up onto the deck. And the crowd excited. Here's Mama Schock coming over, and everybody here just very excited and happy. It's a great atmosphere. We've had a great weekend so far with the tournament. Alaska's coaching staff would stay here in Missoula. He was here earlier today. And that one, they look down the line and Larson says fair. So we go to a 1-2 count here for Schock. Matt Ellis of the Missoula Osprey has done a great job of hosting this tournament. Paul Sopko as well, and Bill Dahlgren. Jovetic swings and misses, and that will end the inning. So we'll go to the bottom of the 8th with the Mavericks leading 10-4. We'll be back in 60 seconds on Fox Sports Radio 1450 and 92.7.
Some changes in life are too painful to go through alone, and Cunningham Law can help in making difficult decisions from divorce to child custody. Kyle Cunningham focuses solely on family law. Cunningham Law will help you land on your feet when big changes come to your family and life. Visit www.familylawmontana.com or give Kyle a call at 406-203-4678 today. Cunningham Law Services. You don't have to go through this alone. Cunningham Law is a proud sponsor of the Northwest Regional Tournament. The Missoula Prep Sports Network is Missoula's home for local sports. MPSN406.com has the news on Missoula and surrounding communities' sports heroes. Our mission is to make our local sports heroes feel just like sports heroes. Visit us today at www.mpsn406.com. Follow us on Twitter at MPSN406. MPSN406.com, Missoula's home for its prep sports heroes.
Welcome back to Park Field. Chris here with Featherman. We are in the 8th, 10-4 over Hawaii. And I was just looking at Facebook here, and when Trey Urey sent us the message on KGRZ Sports on Facebook, he actually sent a picture from out there behind.
Oh.
He's right behind the scoreboard out there in center field.
Oh, they're waving at us.
They're waving at us.
You see
yeah,
us?
we see you out there. They're listening in.
Boy, that's awesome.
On local radio 92.7.
Man, that's
They're
cool.
dancing around out there.
Oh, they got a sign and all.
No, that's not a sign. That's a bullseye.
Well,
they had that out there when Schock hit that one over the wall, and it was pretty close to where it came.
That's right about where Schock hit that one, yeah. That's
Leadoff
exactly right.
batter, Kale Yoshino, will foul this one off down the first base line. Jovetic on the mound here in the bottom of the 8th. He has pitched strong throughout the game. Hawaii, a tough team, and the one to face Hawaii on the mound is definitely Jovetic. We'll pull up his stats here. 7 innings pitched, 4 runs allowed off 7 hits, 3 of those earned, struck out 4, walked 1. This one will be hit out. Martin will pick it up in the dirt, the throw to first, and that'll be out number 1 on the inning. 88 pitches in, coming into the inning here, with 65 of those being strikes. What an impressive display by the young man that's going to play college baseball at the University of San Francisco.
Well, in San Francisco, that's quite the place to be. And, you know, the crazy part about San Francisco that I've been talking to Jovetic about is it's not overly hot in the summers.
Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed by number 12, JT Naviak, who's in the box now.
And it's not overly cold in the winters.
No. That one's fouled down the first base line, and we go to an 0-2 count right away with 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th.
I mean, honestly, I really feel bad for Jovetic. He's going to be in pretty much constant 70s and 80s for 12 months of a year.
That's going to
poor
suck.
kid.
That's going to suck for Jovetic. He's going to miss the Montana Winners. Here's the pitch. And striking out the batter is Yo.
See that phone book there?
Oh, that was beautiful. That brings up Micah Pye. Scooter. Scoots.
I like the Wheelman.
The Wheelman? That's a good one.
We'll go with the Wheelman.
The Wheelman. So Jovetic settles on the mound. 2 outs here, bottom of the 8th. Here's the pitch by Yo. That one will be outside for ball 1.
No word from Michael Pye tonight?
Not yet.
Huh.
Here's the pitch. Outside. Makes it 2-0.
Another one of my favorites from the Honolulu faithful. Honolulu's been a great fan base for us to interact with. I'm having a lot of fun.
Here's the pitch. And they're so grateful as Pye throws the bat down. It's fouled off, and Schock with an athletic catch. The ball was behind him, and that will expire the inning. He would lean back to get that one. Smile on his face as Martin comes out and gives him a little slap, and we'll have the top of the ninth in 60 seconds on Fox Sports Radio, 1450 and 92.7. Back to Ogren Park, Allegiance Field, Chris Stratton, Featherman Sports Radio, 92.7. Top of the ninth inning here, and leading off the inning is number 1 in the playbook, number 1 in your hearts, Drew McHugh on deck.
Number 1, Drew Leonard.
So we'll settle top of the 4 over Hawaii. 12 hits to get their 10 runs. Hawaii 7 hits to get their 4. Each team credited with an error. This one hit straight up in the air. Left fielder is there. He's got the catch for out number 1.
Number 24, Ryan.
That'll take us to the third baseman, Ryan McHugh, with 1 out here. And we've got a new batter on deck, I believe, Parker Stevens. Nope, that's Sam Busey. Got ahead of myself.
That's all right.
I struggled with Busey last week. The numbers on these dark jerseys, the 6 and the 8, look almost identical. Here's the pitch. That one will catch the plate for strike 1.
You're absolutely right. The only difference is just that little patch of navy right there.
So Taylor, we've got that Montana Club Player of the Game nomination. Jovicic really kind of pushing his way into that one.
Yeah, he is.
Because of his pitching, but offensively, I mean, we've got a home run from Schock.
I was going to say that. A home run goes a long way, along with 3 RBIs.
Schock's already earned a nomination, so he's not in it tonight.
Oh,
so
he's not? Okay. Well,
once you're nominated, you can't be nominated. This one's going to be hit right at the pitcher, picked up by the shortstop, and he can't glove it. McHugh will get on off the air.
That's the second time we've seen Naviak struggle with that. Over there at the shortstop spot, he's able to get it up into his glove, but then he just dumps it right before he's able to make the throw. And that's a bummer because Naviak defensively in the previous games has been absolute nails.
And he taps his chest and looks at the second baseman saying, that's my fault.
Yeah, no, he's...
So the Buse, Sam Busey, left fielder, steps in. Runner steps away from first in McHugh. 1 out, top of the ninth. Here's the pitch. That one will be low and inside for ball 1. No movement in either bullpen. We did see Raposo warm up for a brief moment earlier before he was in there, but here late in the game, neither one. And Jovicic, he's got to be pushing on that 100 pitch count at least. That
96.
one's fouled off into the netting
96.
as Buchanan snags that one.
96 pitches so far for Jovicic. Raposo with just a fresh 13. If they get out of this inning with a 0 on the board for the Mavericks, Raposo has done his job.
1 out. Here's the pitch. This one's going to be hit out into right field. Right fielder is going to come and get it. Off the glove of the right fielder. Busey says, go, McHugh, go. And he doesn't, and that'll be out at second. McHugh didn't see it drop on the glove, and he was walking back to first. Frustrated, you can see when he takes his helmet off.
Well, yeah, and that's just a tough play there. I mean, McHugh absolutely made the right move. Ran all the way down to second and then started tailing it back once he saw Yoshino, Kale Yoshino out there in right field, get under that one.
2 games tomorrow, folks. 4 and 7. Here's the pitch. Swung on. Buchanan will hit this one over second base. Center fielder will come up, and the Mavericks will freeze the runner on base. And we'll have the bottom of the 9th, all or nothing here for Hawaii. Back in 60 seconds on Fox Sports Radio, 1450 and 92.7.
Welcome to Access Fitness, where there's no initiation fees and no contracts. You just get results. With the top-of-the-line equipment to help you reach your fitness goals at your convenience, and 5 locations in western Montana cities, no matter where you venture, you can access your fitness home. Access Fitness is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so you can work out at your schedule. Access Fitness, no initiation fees, no contracts, just results. Access Fitness is a proud sponsor of the 2017 Northwest Regional Tournament.
David Dietrich and the crew at iFly Fish Montana have you covered when it comes to all things fly fishing. Whether it's the scoop on the newest gear or images of the crew in their latest honey hole, iFly Fish Montana is your resource for angling in western Montana. David has immersed himself into the angler's culture in Montana to help you have the best fishing experience possible. Visit iflyfishmontana.com to get the latest reviews on fly shops, river conditions, and more. iFly Fish Montana is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network. Welcome back to Fox Sports Radio, 1450 and 92.7. Chris Stratton here with Taylor Featherman, bottom of the 9th. All the marbles for Hawaii here as they're down 10 for the Mavericks. Nick Jovetic standing tall on the mound. Here's the pitch. Looking for a bunt is Yamaguchi. His second opportunity at bat.
Well, Jovetic looking to go complete game here. And unless something goes colossally wrong, as here's the second pitch, fouled off into that barbecue zone down the right field line. But unless something goes terribly wrong here, I believe Jovetic will most likely wrap out the game on the mound here.
We did see Ricky Stevens come in and finish the game out. That one's fouled down the third base line for strike 2 for the Mavericks last night. Didn't touch that 25 pitch count. Relievers cannot pitch more than 25 to be able to pitch in the following game. We have a 120 pitch wall for pitchers. Here's the pitch. This one will be fouled back off down first base line. And Yamaguchi battling here.
Doing a good job at it, too.
Here's the pitch. Check swing, and they look down the first base line, and Brian Larson says he's gone. That'll bring up the catcher, Gabby Galamgam.
Well, Chris, and I'm going to go ahead and make the last call for social media interaction here. We've got 1 out in the bottom of the 9th. Hit us up at MPSN 406 on Twitter or Facebook. Or just wave at us from left field.
And we jump up and wave. All right. We want to thank you guys for tuning in out there. That's awesome. Here's the pitch. That one's going to be outside. Makes it 2-0 on the count.
Galamgam with that big double. I scored it as a double, but, I mean, it was a single and then an error. By the
that one's inside. Makes it 3-0 on the count.
But if that is indeed officially scored as a double, that's only going to be the third double or third hit that's greater than a single for this Hawaii team.
That one will walk the batters. So with 1 out here, Hawaii will have 1 on, and that will bring up
pitcher
Cade Raposa, the pitcher.
Number 5, Cade Raposa.
Doing things a little bit different here with the tournament because they print out a scorecard for us for both teams on one sheet. So I'm not going with my normal scorecard setup here, so it takes me a moment to search for things. I know we're 10 games in here, 11 games in. That one's hit on a line. Martin, he'll throw to second for the out. The throw to first, not there in time. And they'll have the lead runner down with 2 outs here. Mavericks 1 out away from playing at 7 tomorrow night against Idaho. And when we go to break, I'm going to run over and check to see if the 3-0, here's the pitch, inside for ball one, but I'm going to go over and check when we go to break at the end of the game here just to verify to see if the 3-0 record qualifies for the Mavericks to go to the championship game regardless. Here's the pitch. That one, a low ball. 2-0 count, 2 outs, runner at first for Hawaii. They're digging in here, trying to come back. They're down 10-4. Good buddy. Here's the pitch. Runner will go. Swung on, and this will foul off and hit the bathroom door down the third base line.
Ooh. Chris, I get terrified watching those. Well, at some point, one's going to come into the booth, and I just want you to be ready for it.
As long as you keep saying it, I feel like it's not going to happen. So
I'll keep it up then.
Here's the pitch. And Raposa, actually number 8 at the plate, Matsushita. He'll hit this one right to Jovetic, the throw to first, and the Mavericks, they win the game, 10-4 over Hawaii. They'll play Idaho tomorrow at 7. We'll step aside for 3 minutes here on Fox Sports Radio, 1450 and 92.7.
Yeah, you're all good.
Everyone to please drive safely on your way home. Good night.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, automatic qualification.
For the championship.
If there's 3 teams with a 3-1 record tomorrow, then we're automatically in.
Wow. Which there most likely will not be, right?
What's that?
Can there be 3 teams with a 3-1?
Yeah. Because if Idaho wins, they're 3-1. If Hawaii wins, they're 3-1, and if we lose to Idaho, we're 3-1.
Okay. But
All the math.
But if we win, we're 4-1 or 4-0.
So it's
so it's automatic.
It's a
they're in.
Throwaway
Yeah,
game.
so they're in.
Yeah.
I like those guys out there. What was the name? You can pull that up.
Trey Yuri.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
We're gonna come back here very soon.
That works.
40 seconds.
I guess I got my stats right here. Guess I should probably outline some stuff I want to talk about.
30 seconds.
I'll go fast on this.
Welcome back to 1450 and 92 points here with 10 minutes as we finish out a win for the Mavericks, 10-4 over Hawaii. Now, we're going to do a little math here with you, Taylor.
Oh, Chris,
so hold
why?
on. So the Mavericks go 3-0 on the tournament as of tonight.
Okay, 3-0.
The only team that is 3-0.
Okay.
Hawaii is 2-1, as well as Idaho. So, and Washington. So if the Mavs are automatically qualified for the championship game on Sunday at 1.
Oh. Well, that wasn't a lot of
And then it might be at 1. If we have two teams that are 3-1 that morning, we'll have, just like last weekend, a semifinal play-in game to play the Mavericks, even if they lose tomorrow. So we'll have 4 teams, depending on how things go, possibly, or we'll look at it 3 teams with a 3-1 record. The Mavericks, because of their 3-0 record tonight, automatically qualify. So no matter what, they play for the championship on Sunday.
Well, hot dog.
And then if there's teams that are 3-1, they will play each other at 1, and then the Mavericks will play 45 minutes later
Against the winner of
the winner of that game.
Interesting. All right.
So that's how things will shake down. But the Mavericks, for lack of better terms, clinch a championship spot on Sunday.
That's unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
In the Northwest Regional Tournament.
In the Northwest Regional Tournament, the winner goes to Shelby, North Carolina for the American Legion World Series.
Wow.
Wow. What a setup here. The Mavericks get the 10-4 win over Hawaii. Taylor, why don't you break down our game stats?
All right. So, I will start with the Honolulu side of things. On the offensive side, JT Naviak, the shortstop, he had a couple troubles defensively, but I don't focus on that. I'll focus offensively. 2 for 4 on the night with a run and an RBI. Also, a guy like Brandon Nakamura, 3-4 with 2. Was able to get on base a lot, whether that was through walk or through a single. He had 3 singles to start off the game, single in his first 3 at-bats. So he had a really good game, and he was able to score a couple runs for his team. Moving on, let's go to the pitchers for Honolulu. Jaden Tomas just got beat up a lot here tonight. 10 hits, which scored 9 runs, all of which were earned in 88 pitches through 5 innings. Very much struggled, but then coming in relief, Brendan Nakamura, the player I was just commending on offense, 2 innings of 1-hit baseball, tapped out by Cade Raposo with another 2 innings of 1-hit baseball. The relief for Hawaii tonight was absolutely awesome. So now we'll move on to the Missoula side of things. The Missoula Mavericks coming away victorious 10-4, as Chris just said a moment ago. Spencer Schock offensively, 5 at-bats, 2 hits, 2 runs, 3 RBIs, one of which was just that moon shot out over that left field wall, Chris. Just an absolute blast. Sam Busey with a couple of RBIs on that beautiful double. Mavs really had it going tonight, man. I don't know what to tell you. And then, obviously, on the bump, the man himself, as Paul Yarborough said, the pride of Big Sky High School, and I have to agree with him. Nick Jovetic, 9 whole innings, 7-hit baseball, 4 runs, 3 of which were earned, 6 Ks, 111 pitches, Chris. I feel like we know who the player of the game is.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a moment.
I'm sorry. I'm just excited.
That's called a tease here in the radio business. I've got to get to a couple of things of business here. We were hoping that he would contact us here, but Michael Pye has sent us a message here. Sorry, guys, I haven't checked in, but I'm enjoying the great game commentary. On my way to join Micah's mom and twin sister in Southern California for a college tour. A tour Micah was supposed to be on, but fortuitously, somehow he ended up in Montana. Thanks for the gracious words for our Honolulu boys and families, and then one other one here from Carlos G., who checked in with us last night. Love watching the Owls from Coeur d'Alene. So thank you so much for that love out there. And Michael Pye, it's been a lot of fun to communicate with you.
Well, and there's more Owls baseball.
More Owls baseball going on here.
We'll be checking back with him tomorrow, I imagine.
All right, Taylor. So I'm going to put the torch in your hands, and we're going to have you with that Montana Club Player of the Game nomination. Schock has already earned one.
Yeah, so
Chalmers has already earned one, and so has Barkley. Or no, not Chalmers. It was Barkley, Schock, and now we've got the third one here. And drum roll, please.
I'm not going to make a drum roll noise because people at home are just trying to relax, and I'm not trying to ruin anyone's night with the terrible noise I would produce. But, Chris, it has to go with Nick Jovetic here tonight. 9 innings straight on the bump. 7-hit baseball. I already ran through the stats, so I won't do that again. But great outing tonight on the bump for Jovetic. There's not a sure thing in any sports level, but when a guy like Nick Jovetic is on the bump for the Missoula Mavericks, it's not a sure thing, but there's a feeling of confidence. I'll say that.
And looking at tomorrow night's game, it's kind of up in the air. I haven't been informed of who is going to be on the mound, other than the fact that McHugh will not be there because of his pitching last night.
Yep, 20 more than 25
against Washington.
Correct. And then also Jovetic, he's 2 for 5 at the dish tonight too, with a couple big shots, but he kind of struggled with the strikeout tonight, which is something we don't see too often from Jovetic. But I don't know, Chris, another all-around great outing here by the Missoula Mavericks tonight, and a lot of fun by us. That social media thing is kind of fun. Those
Thanks
fellas out in left field.
I was just going to say that. Our friends in center field out there with all kinds of waves and love here for us. That was really awesome that they were out there waving at us, trying to get our attention. And then we can't forget the love from Hawaii. All the way from Hawaii, we've got ourselves a gift bag.
Yeah.
That's really awesome. We want to thank all the fans for tuning in and cheering these young men on. Wherever you were at, you're the ones that make these young men feel like the sports heroes they are. Whether you're at the game cheering on or you're at home listening in, you're tuned in on the app, you're watching the stream, whatever it is, you are the ones that make these young men feel like the sports heroes that they are. And thank you so much for tuning in. They love it, and we love to hear from you guys. It's been a ton of fun throughout the tournament with us. We want to thank our in-studio producer, Dalen Turk, for coming in on the fly here and stepping in and running the board. Did a phenomenal job, always on top of it with letting us know when we're coming back. And he's a great job back there pushing the ones and twos. So thank you very much, Dalen.
Can we say nailed it?
Nailed it. So thank you very much, Dalen, for that one. We want to thank all the sponsors, because really without the sponsors, we don't get to come here and do this. So if you're out and about in the Missoula community, you happen to use one of the sponsors, or you happen to see somebody at the gas station with a company vehicle or at the grocery store with a company shirt, I don't say this lightly. I'll stand on my soapbox and preach this every time. Tell them thank you. We want our sponsors to feel like heroes as well for supporting what happens here with the prep sports, because Taylor and I don't get to do this. We're just having our butts in the seats here cheering on the young men.
I'd hang out with my dudes out there in left field. But
that's for sure. I'd be out there with them as well with their target out there. But take a moment, if you know anybody or if you happen to use one of these sponsors, and shake their hand and tell them thank you for supporting, because that makes them feel like the heroes that they are for letting us do this. 4G Plumbing, Republic Services, Pepsi, Hellgate Trading Post, Florence Coffee Company, The Press Box, City Glass, Five Valley Auto Sales, D.A. Davidson, Mackenzie Dixon, Montana Club, Properties 2000, YMCA, and one that's really near and dear to my heart, the University of Montana Women's Soccer Program. They're going to be starting their season here very soon, and it's just great that they recognize what is so special with these young men, and they stepped up and supported what we have going on.
Well, and you're absolutely right. I mean, that's almost unheard of for another athletic program that, it's not like the University of Montana women's soccer team
competes with us.
No, absolutely. Well, and they have sponsors themselves as well, but it's very rare you see a sports organization sponsoring another sports organization, and that, Chris, you're absolutely right. It's so cool. We really appreciate that.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. For Dalen Turk, Taylor Featherman's Chris Stratton, we'll talk to you tomorrow night at 7 when the Mavs play Idaho. We'll be back tomorrow night. Have a good evening, everyone.